I think there's this buzz around that you cannot crack product-based companies. Particularly, why I should join as a data engineer, because that is the most important thing. Searching job is a job in itself. I saw one of the posts of the HR that
Hey everyone, welcome back to Learning Bridge. I hope you guys are doing super great and staying safe. So I know it's been very long that I have posted anything related to data engineering on my YouTube channel. So now this is the right time. So if you are someone who is actually preparing for the data engineering interviews, be it any kind of company, product-based, startup, service-based, MNCs, top-notch companies. So in coming months, back to back, I will be covering some data engineering related interview experiences plus podcasts. So if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, then do it right away. Lots of amazing podcasts for the data engineering are about to come. So in today's podcast, we'll be covering the journey of Tushar Chhabra, who is actually working as a data engineer at Paytm. So now you can understand this video will be about data engineer interview experience at Paytm. So make sure to like this video so that it can reach to maximum number of people who are preparing for the data engineering interviews. And in the comment section, let me know if anybody has faced data engineering related interviews, fresher working experience. So I'll be giving you 3 levels like easy, medium or hard. So if you have faced the interview for data engineering role, in the comment section, let me know your experience, like just one word, easy, medium, hard, and it would be great if you can explain your experience. And in order to start your interview preparation, I'm sure you might be looking for dedicated platforms where you can just learn and practice these things. So here this amazing platform Coding Ninjas can help you in that journey, and their new initiative which is really great named as Code Studio. And one amazing part is every resource is free here. They have made it free for you, like your preparation, your journey. So you can even see some really amazing things related to interview guide for the product based companies, DSA, competitive programming, Java, C++, DBMS, Python, JavaScript, fundamentals of the web development, and many other important technologies, tech stack related things. And the free content is available here. So I have provided the link in the description. Make sure you check this platform because these resources are completely free and really amazing content, and these free resources will definitely help you in your interview preparation journey. So thank you so much, Tushar, for joining this podcast today. And guys, I am going to bring more and more people from the data engineering background in upcoming podcasts. So this is just the start. So make sure if you haven't subscribed the channel, then do it right away, else you will miss some amazing content related to data engineering. You will get to know about the data engineering related interview process, cracking product based companies into this domain and his journey. So it would be really great, Tushar, if you can introduce yourself and what is your background.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me, Shashank. So my name is Tushar Chhabra, and right now I'm working as a data engineer in Paytm. So before this, I was working for Geo Platforms again as a data engineer. And so I started off my career from Impetus Technologies, where that was like the first stepping stone where I started off again in the data engineering domain itself. And talking about my graduation, so I graduated in 2018 from RGPV. This is one of the universities that is there. So again, I'm from a Tier 3 college, and I did. So I did my graduation from computer science. So I think there's this buzz around that you cannot crack product-based companies if you're from Tier 3.
Yeah.
So I really hope that this helps at least.
How did you start your career in the big data actually? Like, was it really known to you during the college time, or you just explored these things by your own?
So in my college, particularly, I was just aware about like the basic programming languages that we have. Like we have Java, and then in front end we have like HTML, CSS, and the basic frameworks that are there. Having said that, I was aware that we have these different opportunities which are there. Like we have like support, we have cloud technologies. We also had data science as one of the buzzwords. But I was not really sure like what would be my day-to-day responsibilities, what a data engineer actually does, and particularly why I should join as a data engineer, because that is the most important thing. Like before you end up getting into it. So for me, it was more of a coincidence. Like we had this in my first company, we had this. So Impetus, they have data engineering as one of the core domain that they work on. So based on my performance during my initial months, I was luckily into one of the data engineering. Like I was into United Airlines, which was one of the use cases, and then I was allocated to another product that Impetus has. So I was not aware about like data engineering from the college side, and it was more on during the industry time that I clearly figured out like.
So you started working with Impetus, which is like a kind of service-based firm, more into the big data analytics. But after that, you switch into Geo, which is part of Reliance, and obviously a product-based firm. So how did that transition actually happen? And also, when you were making that transition, right, from service-based firm to the product-based firm, like were companies rejecting your profile because you are from the service-based firm, or then second, like you didn't have work on big data projects which are actually belongs to the product-based companies?
There are few factors which are like very important. So as you might be knowing, like searching job is a job in itself.
Yeah.
So the few few obstacles which I majorly faced was, one was my work experience. So I had almost 2 years of experience, and I saw that a lot of openings are like 3 years plus. Like 3 years, like it was the one of the barrier that I faced. The second one was a notice period. So my notice period was 3 months. So even if, let's say, a consultant reach out to me that this is the opportunity that we have, then they say that I'll get back to you because of the notice period constraint. So I would say that these two were the major factors that that I felt that were a barrier to even get the interview out.
Okay.
And I think one thing that really worked out was like a well articulated resume. That really helped, and like portals like Naukri were very helpful, like when I eventually got the call from for Geo, basically. So yeah, but these were the few concerns, and of course, like a good brand really helps, like, because again that comes under resume itself, like if you're from a good company. So it was difficult, like there were, like, even if you apply, a lot of times you just get rejected and the screening process of the resume, but you have to figure out, you have to analyze what is going wrong, and then work on it, and then things start working out by itself. So
Obviously, India's most popular fintech company, and IPO filed. Some heartbreaking moments as well. So, can you share the interview experience for data engineering role, Paytm? I mean, for me, it was definitely different. I have covered that one. You can check that out. So, I just want to know how was it for you, Tushar?
So the point is, like, I think you know that I reached out to you, like, for the
Yes.
like, if you remember.
Yeah.
So I was like not particularly sure, because I think you gave a while ago, so I was not sure if exactly we'll have, because we had a similar years of experience at that
Correct.
point. So talking about me, so I'll just brief it out so that I think it helps everyone. So the first thing that I did was how I reached out. So what happened was, I saw one of the email of one of, not email particularly, I saw one of the post of the HR that we are looking for data engineers with 2+ years of experience.
Okay.
So I did a cold email.
Great.
And I was like, okay, let's see that things work out, and I just left it and just went for some work, and then I was told that they're urgently looking, are you interested, and all those things. So things luckily worked out. I just they were like, okay, we'll manage things. Okay, I was like fine with 3 months also, they were okay. So I was like, this is the opportunity. And then they told me that they gave me a coding test link, which I was supposed to do at the end of the day, on the same day itself.
Okay.
So the coding, there was some MCQ, there were few MCQs, and there was one coding question that was like majorly on Spark.
Okay.
Like it was not a DSA question, it was a Spark question, like from the big data side.
Okay.
So it was like they had these 30 minutes, and we have to also solve like, because it's again like they have the startup culture, so they want you to be like very quick.
Very quick.
That was the first thing, yeah. So I gave that test and I cleared the round. So the HR reached out to me for the first round. After that, I'll just sum up all the rounds that I gave. So there was 3 rounds. First round was like tree. In 2 rounds there were 3 questions. One was sorting question, and another one was again on the tree side itself. It was, I think, BFS. Like using BFS we can solve it. And then it was like basic Spark question, like repartition collages, then what size of data that you have worked, what is the cluster size that you have worked on, technology that you majorly work on.
Okay.
But so the one thing that I want to really mention is that I have seen a lot of people like not doing DSA that much. But I think if it is difficult for you and me, it is difficult for everyone who is giving that the process.
Yeah.
So I think that really helps. So the strategy that I would suggest to everyone who is watching this is, so let's say that you are applying for Paytm data engineer role. So try to do software engineer questions from Geeks for Geeks or something, because that gives you some comfort, because like when you go an interview, you have that pressure, like that you have to perform. So if you solve a little difficult side questions like from Geeks for Geeks or something, that really helps you when you are actually going for a data engineer DSA round question. So because it is a notch below, as compared to the software engineering roles. That really worked out well. And then around Spark is very important. Like this is the second thing I really wanted to mention. Like if you're like preparing for the interview, you might have mentioned n number of technologies like Kafka, RabbitMQ, but there are few technologies that are like very important. Like Spark is one of them. Then you have Hive, HBase. They'll not touch upon the technologies that are not very much they are just into the industry, or that is not very much used. So try to try to focus on that 20% of technologies. I think that is the second thing that really helped me a lot.
Yeah.
So almost like after the coding round, I had 3 interview rounds. So overall, there were 4 rounds: 1 coding and 3 technical interviews.
Okay.
And then finally the HR round, that was like more on the compensation and.
So even in the second, third round, what was that? What happened in the second, third round?
Second round was again focused on data structures itself. I was again asked about trees, a question on tree, and there were questions for big data side also. Like they asked like, what is your project? Then third round was since I already had gone through a lot of DSA. Third round was majorly on my big data side.
Okay.
What was my work experience majorly?
Okay.
Then my work experience, my as in the project that I was working on in my current company, and then questions around, like as I said, like repartition goals, Spark optimization, out of memory exception. How did I handle out of memory exception? What is the size of data I have majorly worked across?
Okay.
So they want to check basically that you have. Do you have real time experience or not in big data?
Yeah.
So that is one thing, and then that was, and there was a basic DSA question again. So that was pretty much.
So now I'll quickly move on to the next questions. Like as a fresher, what all basic skills are required to start like our career as a data engineer who is like just into 0 or 1 year kind of range, right?
So I'd be honest, like I don't like when I started in Impetus, I think things really worked out for me as we discussed initially. So I did not apply for a data engineering role. I applied for a software engineering role. But since they have a lot of data engineering projects, I was allocated to one of them. So having said that, there are a lot of people who reached out to me asking the same question. Like, they thought that because I started off as a data engineer. So I still feel that things that might work out for them would be like, of course, like you need to know like what is SQL, Hadoop architecture, Spark architecture. So I did not mention this earlier, but these were also some things which are like asked during the interview, like Hadoop questions that are there, like heartbeat signal is there, just data block size, and then in Spark that was like we have tasks, stages, and everything.
Yeah.
So those were also like, they also expect you to know like how things work internally, like when you submit your Spark job, how things work out. So coming back to the question again. So you should be aware about like SQL. You should have basic understanding about Spark, Hadoop, Hive. One NoSQL database is sufficient. Could be Edgebase. Just a basic, like you should be able to write query like scan time a specific amount of data. What is a row key, column family, something on the basic how things work out. So and I think one project, like if you have done like created a pipeline, like a data pipeline, like as a project, that would be showing that you are actually interested in it.
Yeah.
Having said that, one thing which I feel is like it is like improving with time, but there is this one issue that entry level the openings are not that much. Like if you go into like 3 years, then that would be more helpful. So I would say that the better strategy would be that you start off like try to find companies, like we have companies like Postman, and other companies also, like I think Twitter, I'm not sure, but Postman for sure, and there are a few other companies like Impetus also, they do hire data engineers.
Okay.
So there are a few companies which like that hire freshers also. Otherwise you can do is you can start from a SD role, you can check out like, okay, these are the projects, and then you can just after some certain amount of time you can ask for like changing. I think you did the same thing,
Yeah.
right? Changing the project in the same company. So I think that also works out, because once you have crossed that 2 years bar, then there are ample amount of opportunities.
Yeah.
So that is another approach that I think that could be followed on. So yeah.
Like I have seen even freshers complaining that companies don't hire freshers for the data engineering role. So what's your like deeper thought on that? Like what could be the reason, let's say, or how can a fresher like get the opportunity as a data engineer?
I feel that this is, I think, a challenge, to be honest, that data engineering is like not a lot of companies directly go for hiring data engineers. Like they expect you to have a certain amount of experience. I think they're also open if you have a SDE experience and then you switch to data engineering in the starting years.
Correct.
Starting years. So as I said that this can be one approach, that you switch internally, or you can try out in other companies. But having said that, slowly and steady things are changing now. Now data engineering side is like mostly coming on the SQL side, like Spark SQL is very frequently used. So even that way so there are not ample amount of opportunities, but the opportunities are slowly opening up.
Yeah.
So I think the last thing that I would like to add on this is I think a lot of people are nowadays doing internships. So even that is a good way that you can enter. So like one of my colleague right now, he did his internship in Paytm, and then he's like he converted it full time. So you can try out in companies for the internship, and then in the same company you can try out for like the data engineering role. That is also one of the way, like getting full time offers. So internship is the other way to go. I think nowadays people do like as in do internships.
Yeah,
Right, a
yeah.
lot.
Another confusing question, like people are so confused about data engineering, and they used to mix it with any random thing, data science, ML, and that's fine. I mean, at least from a fresher's perspective, I am completely fine with their thought. It happens, like nobody knows everything, nobody knows the clear role and responsibilities. So how will you explain it to them in easy words? Like if you just want to explain data engineering to any fourth year or first year, second year students, how would you explain it?
Sure, that's a very good question. So, as we know, like we have these different domains, right? Like we have data analyst, then we have data engineer, then we have data science as the another domain. So even in data engineering, there are like different subdomains, but I think we'll talk about it maybe someday later.
Yeah.
So, talking about data engineering, like if I have to like clearly define like what actually data engineering is to someone that who is unaware. So I think so it is like data engineering mostly revolves around like you have to use the right set of tools to build a pipeline and present the data in a format that is required to the other stakeholders that you have. So for example, let's say that let's say that you have to analyze like the number of COVID cases, let's say in that would happen based on the initial data that you have. So maybe data scientists might need the data in a certain format, like maybe then you have to give it to data analysts that they wanted it to be in a certain format that they'll represent it in form of graph or in a manner like using Tableau or something that would be more on representational side.
Yeah.
So basically like converting the data using different transformations, manipulating data and presenting it to different stakeholders according to their requirement. I think the only thing is that there is this fine line that is there in data engineering, because there are few companies that also want you to know Tableau, and some you will find a lot of mixing in the data engineering, but yeah.
That's why I mean I feel sad for the freshers. It's not their fault. It's basically the organization who is just trying to mix up so many random things in one single job profile. We will end up this session with one last final question, Tushar, and that is related to compensation. So what is the average salary bracket for data engineers in service based firm and in product based companies, because now you have a experience with both of them? So what's your experience on the average salary for the data engineer?
Okay, so if I talk about my right now, so I am in the range of 10 to 15 LPA. That is like I am 3 years experience right now.
Okay.
Having said that, there are a lot of factors that come in play. So I think the best thing that you can do is, let's say that if things have really worked out well for you, if you feel that you've cleared the last round in any company, you can check out Glassdoor. So Glassdoor has this median salary for that particular role that you'll find out.
Yeah.
So because what happens is every company has this for each years of experience, they have the salary bracket, like
Correct.
okay, so regardless either it is a service based or product based. Of course product based has good compensation because they have something called on call as well. So that is there, but they have this clear distinction that you will find, and I think either you can speak to people who have currently working there, so you don't have to cross that the salary range that they offer basically.
Yeah.
Because if you're less than that, then they feel that that you don't find yourself in that range, or if you are more than that, then you are out of their expectation of salary.
Correct.
So I think you should do your research, and I think the another factor would be like what is your current compensation. That also plays some role, that they're giving you hike based on your current compensation. So I think people have multiple offers, so that thing helps in that case. So it would majorly depend. Yeah,
I really enjoy talking to you, and I know we were planning this part since very long time, but like didn't get a right time to collaborate for this part, but finally it is done now. So just do let us know in the comment section what's your thought, what you have experienced for the data engineering. If you have any questions, you can put it in the comment section. I will provide his LinkedIn profile link in the description. You can just follow him if you want to ask any question. So from my side and my audience side, Tushar, thank you very, very much for joining this podcast and sharing your wonderful experience for the data engineering.
Thank you so much, Shashank. I hope it really helps out.
So that was all about in this podcast, guys. I hope Tushar's experience for the data engineer role at Paytm will definitely help you as well. And in the coming days, there will be new videos for the data engineering for different companies. So make sure you have subscribed the channel, plus the notification icon, and also like this video for the better reach. So I'll see you guys in the next weekend with another amazing podcast. Till then, just stay safe, stay home, take care of yourself and your family too.